This is an Artisan News Rock Week in Review news wrap for the week ending April 22nd. Tom Petty's stolen guitars were thankfully recovered after being stolen earlier in the week in Culver City, California, where the band was rehearsing for their tour. Culver City Police Department spokesperson Don Peterson told members of the press how they caught the thief, identified as Darrell Emmett Washington.
I'm extremely pleased to tell you that yesterday we learned that one of the guitars had been sold at a pawn shop in Hollywood. Officers from our department responded to the pawn shop and recovered the stolen guitar. And what's happened with this case is there was various social media, specifically Facebook, where people put out on the internet the description of these guitars. And as I understand it, it's a fairly small community of people that have knowledge of guitars of this kind of value and type. So when the pawn shop person accepted this guitar, he called a friend, who called a friend, and determined that it was in fact one of the stolen guitars. So really, Mr. Petty's staff, by getting this out there, helped in this whole process.
Guns N' Roses made news with their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with speeches and a famous no-show. GNR drummer Steven Adler, who played on Appetite for Destruction, and Matt Sorum, who played on the Use Your Illusion albums, were both in attendance, but since HBO has the rights to the speeches, there has been some misinterpretation of the spirit of Matt Sorum's portion of the induction. Sorum intended to be lighthearted when he said in regards to Steven Adler being fired, quote, "How do you get thrown out of Guns N' Roses for drug use?" end quote, implying that that is what members of GNR were known for at the time. Sorum and Adler are very much friends, but some took the lighthearted comment as a dig against Adler, and Sorum issued a final letter and statement about it saying, quote, "It was meant to be lighthearted, but knowing the struggle Steven has endured all these years, I felt I needed to clarify that Steven was on stage, healthy, and ready to rock," end quote. Although Duff McKagan said it didn't matter who was there, to many it did. Axl Rose may not be reading the same online publications and blogs as we are, but he issued another statement after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions happened without him. A part of the statement reads, quote, "With such a generous outpouring of solidarity from fans, media outlets, writers, and other artists, I'm truly humbled, blown away, and unbelievably relieved. To be honest, I thought it would go the other way and was just hoping to weather the storm. As I said, I sincerely didn't want to disappoint anyone," end quote. While he did have his supporters, the majority were in the other camp. To be fair to Axl, and as is his wish, here is the whole letter.